And we are live. Oh boy, it's good to say that again. Hey everyone, my name is Prince, and welcome back to The Sims 4. It's good to be back. I've missed you guys. It's genuinely not been nice to not be able to stream. It's genuinely, yeah, it's not been nice. And it kind of, it was bad, but it kind of happened at the right time because I was sort of getting a bit burnt out from streaming. And I think that's mainly just because, I was streaming a lot of, like, with game night, I was streaming stuff that I'd already streamed, with all the, the revisits and stuff. For, obviously we've been playing through all the zombies maps, and Black Ops 6 is, not one I'm that big a fan of, generally, and, with the Max Steel Sims 4 creations, it's been fun, but I'm sort of getting a little bit, not tired, well, a little bit tired of this series, I'm sort of ready for it to come to an end soonish, but we still got a few more, people to make, so we're going to be doing that. Send out the notifs. But yeah, Age Adventures, hey Boogie, hey Charlie. Send out the notifs. Also, I'm sorry for being late. I've more shit to do now that it's still hot. Again, I'm streaming. It's still not cool. Like, it's 28 degrees, but I sort of said to myself, like, anything below 30 as a starting point, it's okay. I can manage that. So here we are. And like I said, it's been, I've not liked not streaming. I've been able to get some stuff done. Yeah, excuse me. Put out some quality stuff. The Star Wars Jedi Survivor videos went Australian there for some fucking reason. Don't know why the fuck that happened. Fucking blimey, mate. Fucking kangaroos. I'm gonna stop that now. But yeah. It's good to be back. How's my day? It's been alright, Boogie. Bit tired. Excuse me, but nothing changed but the weather. And the weather hasn't changed. It's still really fucking hot. It's just less hot. Than it was. Last week it literally got to, 30, like, 33 degrees, like, at base. It's way too hot to stream. Again, like I said, it's not even that cool now. It's okay, Charlie. I appreciate it. Again, I think a lot of people just need to remember that, like, for one, like, a lot of people come to my channel for one particular thing, and I think, like, people need to, like, accept that I'm not just one topic YouTuber. Like, I do a lot of different stuff, and people just need to accept that. I'm not there to just do one thing. Whether that's Max Steel, Dinosaur King, choices, whatever. I do multiple things, so people just need to remember that. Who have we made since then? You guys know I've got to check like every pissing time to make sure it's not fucked up my library and introduced stuff that that I didn't want it to. Yeah, who have we made since Max's friends? Let's see. Right, so obviously we got Sydney, Butch, and Kirby there. There's prototype Butch, probably got to delete him. Then we've got Rain, Lafiera, and Mortem, from Team Turbo. Obviously we got Nort, he turned out alright. Morphos, he turned out better than I thought he would. And X376. And I started on Castle, but didn't really do much with him. Right. So today we're gonna be oh yeah, hold on, no, I missed a few. We made Blast and Prism as well. Yes, Charlie, I am. I don't think so, Boogie. I don't really think there's any point to doing that, because I think it, like, because obviously, mainly what we're doing with, like, you know, what we did with the Elementors and stuff, it's, like, their outfits and everything is, like, based on their color schemes, and, obviously, Metalak and his form as Metal Elementor, they basically have exactly the same color scheme, so it basically just look exactly like the Metal Elementor sim we made, but skinny. I didn't forget about him. We're gonna do him now. I just didn't have time to do him in the last stream. I think this is actually a pretty decent start for him, you know. Right, let me bring up excuse me. And bring up an image of old Kyomp. I just typed in Chomp and pressed enter. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm not really a fan of the fact that his name on the wiki is Chomp Link. Like that's well, actually, I don't know if that it may have been in the credits, but I don't know. I just feel like that shouldn't really be a thing. Alright. So he's like sort of, yeah, he's sort of hench, but I don't know actually. Hold on, let me have a look at his gallery. He's actually got quite. It's mainly just his arms and like his lower, his lower sort of body is actually kind of thin. No, he actually hasn't, Boogie. I say his legs don't really look like they're big enough to carry his his body and his massive chonking arms. No, Charlie, I'm perfectly capable of making the video by myself. Thank you. I don't know, Adventures. It just doesn't seem like it's like it's unnecessary, and it's not like Chomp Link. It's Chomp Link, as in Chomp, and he's an Ultralink. Like we know he's an Ultralink. It goes without saying. Right, I don't really know. Let's start with the head. I don't know what I'm gonna do for this. What am I do with getting fucking Boston pre? I guess you go with what I did with them. Just try and form the shape of their head with their hair. Also, I've been doing some I did a bit of Star Wars stuff. In my spare time. I mean, he's got quite a flat head. Literally just something like this. I guess just give him green hair. He's got a very wide face. Yep, there we go. Maybe get rid of the facial hair. Actually kind of looks like him a little bit. No, don't. I'm scared. Just drag it up. Just drag it up. Hello, it's me, Randy. Why would I make a toddler? Why would I just randomly make a toddler? I'm making Max Steel characters. Oh yeah, it kind of does look like Alex. It actually kind of does a little bit. God, I've never really had a proper look at Chomp's design, but he actually does look like really sick. Like if you look at his mouth, he has like multiple layers of teeth. It's very cool, and just the way he's almost got like I don't even know what to call it. It's like he's got these motions are not good. What I'm doing, getting the wrong impression, but he's got like I want to say armor, but it's just like sort of supports on his on his chest. They're made out of like twigs and stuff, and like branches are like up the side of his body like this. Again, these motions are not. I'm not good. I'm doing a lot of this. It's not It's not good. I'm not making him have a toddler as a son, Randy. It's hair green because we're trying to make Chomp from Max Steel. And it's not exactly easy to make a plant monster as a human being. I don't know what to do for his lips. He got quite a wide mouth, obviously, so... Yeah, I think that's alright. Again, trying to make them human, it's gonna look a bit weird. Do we have like oh, we actually do have eyes that fit him. I don't know what's gone on with my eyes. I've downloaded a few like modded stuff, and it's like completely replaced some of the vampire stuff. But we've got some. Those eyes actually do fit him because his Ultralink core is pink. This is so fucking dumb. There's no other shade of green or anything. Yeah, I just went to check that, Boogie. There's no other variation of green I can have. As you can see, it's literally just that. Again, if Sims 4 decided not to fuck up all my mods for no apparent fucking reason, then I could have just used the slider, but we're working with what we got. Oh, then again, hold on. It's mainly that's his head. He does have sort of a spiky, sort of, like, frill, almost, of, like, leaves and stuff. That sort of goes around. It's sort of like a flower around his entire head. It's less like hair. So I think keeping it like this is probably for the best. I don't really think there's any hairstyle that I could go for that would fit that, really. And it just wouldn't really look like Chomp. I think this, this should probably look best. No, Randy, for like the third time, I'm trying to make Chomp from Max Steel. Alright, let's work on an outfit for him then. Oh, am I too loud? That's rather unfortunate, Randy. Maybe I should just do the rest of the stream like this. Should I just do the rest of the stream like this, chat? I think we're going to do the rest of the stream like this. So, let's see what I can do for an outfit. What outfit do we think we should do for Chomp? Oh, I've missed streaming. If I yelled with it at that volume, I fear it might actually damage the mic. I'm not gonna do that. Right. So again, we're going from the angle of them being made into humans. So I'm trying to think of like what Chomp would do. Randy, for like the third time, I'm not doing that. Stop spamming it. Oh, excuse me. Actually, I feel like this, you know, I feel like it being him a, make him like a strong man. I feel like that actually fits with him as well. Bam! Perfect! So weird. Let's see. What are you, Wheatley? Say apple. Apple. No, what you're doing is jumping there. Yeah. I feel like I'm sort of capturing his vibe with this. This appearance. Maybe something like this. Oh, why'd it have to be green and red? Hmm. Oh yeah, I'll go with that. Yes, well, unfortunately, Chomp does not have a son because he is an Ultralink and they are incapable of reproducing. Although if he became a human, obviously. That would be really weird, wouldn't it? Like, the Ultralinks becoming human. Like, imagine if, like, a human woman fell in love with, like, Earth Elemental. It's like the Beauty and the Beast, but the Beauty and the Link. Yeah, I'll go with that. He kind of looks like a high school student. Did I make the others young adults, or were they adults? Oh, I did make them adults. Did I do the same for Prism? No, I didn't make Prism a... okay. I think I made Prism a young adult because the adult looked way too old. Let's see what he looks like as an adult. Yeah, I'll go with that. Get rid of the socks. I think those boots actually fit him quite well. Formal. Oh, that is the weirdest. What? Who was that? Who was that? The fucking person that dressed this sim? Because this is I don't think this is randomized. I think it's a default. Okay, let's give him a nice green suit. There's got to be a green... I mean, that's kind of a green suit. There's got to be a greener suit than that, surely. I mean, there's that, but that looks like something a 50-year-old poker player would wear. Well, that's too suave for Chomp. No reason he couldn't have a bit of style. I mean, he's not stupid. He's not like Earth Elemental. I appreciate the subscription, Randy, but I'm gonna have to put you on timeout if you don't stop spamming. Right, let's give him some sick trousers. Yeah, all right. Okay, that G doesn't look too bad. Right, athletic. I mean, what can I do for him being athletic? I've already given him like basically an athletic outfit. Okay, you asked for it. I hate that it deletes people's messages. That's not what timeout should mean. Ugh. Not just a mess. I mean, it'll clear itself up after stream, but, now it's just a sea of messy messages, like deleted messages. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's, like, unrealistic for this to be his regular attire. Let's see if we can give him something different for athletic, then. Actually... Let me just do this. And just see if there's... See what I can do. Like, what if... we went for... the alien invasion. I mean, you know, he's a Machina Ultralink, so, you know, I feel like that makes sense. Maybe change the short color. Okay. And I feel like this is, like... I don't know if that really screams Chomp. Maybe this could be, like, party. Right, I think, like, what would Chomp wear just, like, casually? Nah. Nah, maybe that. Oh yeah, maybe Adventures. The thing is, I actually think it's more entertaining to envision them still as Ultralinks, but like trying to do normal jobs. Like, I'm just imagining like Earth Elementor trying to be like, I don't know, a fucking cashier or something. It's like, welcome to Sainsbury's. Can I take your... No, that's like, you don't say, with a cashier don't say, can I take your order? But, yeah, he'd be like, that'll be £6.79. Who would win, Machina or Ultron? Probably Machina. Because he could just, like, he'd just have an Ultralink, like, Link Ultron. Hey, Expert. Making Chomp right now. Yeah, I think that works for every day. Okay, and then we've got that for athletic, sleep. Still don't like it when it gives him random accessories. If I want him to have a necklace, I will give him a damn necklace. Sleep. Don't really know what that is, but I'll give it to him. Chomp strikes me as the type to wear bunny slippers. I don't know why. I just think that's a really funny idea. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't think Chomp has, like, a reputation for, like, eating stuff. That reminds me of, it's a really weird scene. It's in, it's the beginning of, I think, Journey to the Center of Copper Canyon, where they're in the simulator. And it's just a really weird scene, because it's a fake out, because they're in the simulator, and it starts off with them, like, in the cafeteria, and, and it has like Chomp. The reason it reminded me is because like Chomp accidentally ate some of the like disgusting cafeteria food, and he like actually responds. So it's like, did Berto program? That implies that Berto actually programmed like the personalities of the Ultralinks into the simulator, which I guess is technically, I guess technically that it's not. I just found that's not really the part I found weird. The part that I find weird is just that Max started out like in line at school, like within the simulator. Like he was really fucking immersing himself. Did Berto just go like, you know, fucking and just go in the simulator? Actually, I think it was Forge overseeing it. So did Forge just say, you know, go in the simulator, pretend you're at school? Like, well, why? Well, then again, I guess, it could be to, like, work on his reaction times. Because if he goes into the simulator expecting a fight, then, you know, he's expecting a fight. But could be to practice him, like, being ready for anything, you know, ready to respond at a moment's notice. So, weirdly enough, I think everything I find weird about that scene actually does have an explanation the more I think about it. Water Elemental would be a surfer teacher. Oh, that'd be super cool. Water Elemental being like he'd be a lifeguard. Yeah, I was gonna say, no one would ever drown again, because he'd just, like, control the water. That'd be sick. I keep forgetting how many, like, crossover names there are between Max Steel and Dinosaur King Adventures. Hey, Akash. Why is my room so dark? It's because I don't have my light on, because light bulbs generate quite a bit of heat. And it's already 29 degrees. I don't feel that hot, fortunately. Also, I have, well, I had ice cubes in here. They've melted already. But, oh, it's nice. Yeah. Hey, Ma. How you doing? I didn't think you'd be able to tune in whilst on holiday. Hope you're having a good time. Also, hey, Quintanar. Yeah, we've already made Extroyer, already made Machino, already made Tempestra and Mortem. Haven't made Terax yet. I don't know if I'm going to be honest. On me. At some point, Akash, again, I haven't even recorded all of the movie rewatch yet, but it's going to be a lengthy one. I genuinely dread to think how long the movie rewatch is going to be, because it's like, just for, you know, comparison, the Minisode rewatches, the Minisodes are 6 minutes long, and I'm able to make, like, videos that, like, analysis videos that are legit, like, 45 minutes out of those. So it's like, how the fucking long, is the movie rewatch gonna be? Okay, sorry, Randy, you're getting removed. Chomp versus Chomp. I mean, I feel like Dinosaur King Chomp wins that pretty easily. And that's even without move cards. How was the heat last week? Oh yeah, it wasn't good. I mean, again, I had to cancel streams. Again, it's not exactly cool today, but it's cooler Like, it was fucking 30-something, like 33 degrees last week. And I think it actually, and I was filming all the stuff on Jedi Survivor, so my computer was acting like an actual fucking heater. I think it might have actually got up to 37 at one point. I'm not entirely certain. I can't remember. Oh, that's a shame, Mob. I'm glad you're recovering. But yeah, I genuinely dread to think how long it's gonna take for me to, well, not even how long it's gonna take, but how long the video is gonna be. I guarantee you, because the only thing comparable to that would be my Dinotopia rewatch part 2, because they're, like, the length of movies. That was, like, 2 hours and 17 minutes or something. How long was it? It was, yeah, wow. Fucking, my memory's a trap. Steel Cage, 2 hours 17. Yeah, I got it exactly. But, yeah, and obviously, obviously, I've sort of become more analytical since then, so, I dread to think how long it's gonna be. I genuinely think it will be over a 2-hour video for that rewatch. It might even push 3. Again, it depends on copyright. Again, I've had practice with, because movies are a lot harder to get around copyright with than shows. Like, I've legit never. Then again, the minisodes aren't copyrighted, so that's different. But yeah, I had to re-edit the Dinotopia video for a few weeks to get it copyright free. So even when I finished it, I'm probably gonna have to do some tweaking on the movie rewatch anyway. I guarantee it. I really don't think I'm gonna be able to get it out flawless the first time. I'm gonna have to be really fucking strict with it. I don't know, Akash. I mean, Terrax, I don't really think is even that strong, generally. He only seems strong because Max is so much weaker now. Again, I think I said this in the original turbocharged reaction. Like, if it was Season 3 Max, Terrax wouldn't stand a chance. It's just because he's, like, got none of his turbo modes anymore, and he's, like, experimenting with a whole new type of turbo energy. Make it 4. Yeah, again, I don't know how long it's gonna be, Jadventures. Like, you joke, that could be a possibility. But hey, you know, it'll give you guys, you know, it'll be worth the wait. Like, from what I've recorded thus far, I really think it's gonna be one of the best videos I've ever made. And I've legit only reacted to, like, a quarter of it thus far, I think. Oh, nice, Ma. That does sound pretty cool. It's amazing that some stuff like that is still, like, around. And, you met some people from Ohio. Lizard people. Okay, party, yeah, we've already done that. Yeah, we'll keep the shorts. Swimwear, yeah, he's gonna be... Yep, perfect. Done. Hot weather. Hot weather. Yeah, those shorts. Some different shorts. Can we have that in green? Kind of reminds me of Kirby, that. I don't think Terrax was shown to be stronger than Terra Amped. Well, it's not really Mega Elemental. It's. I think the sort of community name for that thing was Super Metal Elemental, which I actually kind of like as a separate thing. But he was big. He wasn't even really that strong. Oh god, Mar, you've been corrupted. Oh god, Mar's been consumed. It's not her anymore. We're talking to a lizard person doppelganger. If I made a new Max Steel movie, what would it be? I don't know. I mean, again, again, I like the live-action movie. You guys know this. But I think, it would have been a cool thing to just sort of go the race against time route and just make, you know, sort of like just a longer episode, you know, the same way that Wrath of Machina and Maximum Morphos were double-length episodes, technically, but they were split into 2 parts. Yeah, I think it would have just been cool to have just like, I guess it would have been cool to do, it would have been cool if we were to do another movie. Just off the top of my head, the first thing that comes to my head, I'd probably just make a movie about Max going to fight the Black Star Council. And just make it a full-length movie. Not a double-length episode like Wrath of Machina. Just a full-length hour-and-a-half movie. Just of that. I think it'd be a pretty, I think that'd be a pretty cool, that'd be a pretty cool movie. Well, no, he didn't absorb their powers, Jadventures. If anything, it seemed like he just absorbed their mass, because he couldn't use their elemental powers like he could, when he annexed them. Like, I think that was more a Terra Energy thing. I don't think he was annexing them. Although, weirdly enough, I actually like the Terra Energy, like, visual effects of them merging more so than the annexing animation. The annexing animation was just sort of like, again, I talked about this before in the top 10 Max Steel moments video, but I don't really think the debut of Mega Elemental was like that good, just because it was just sort of stuck on the end of Ultralink Hunter, so they couldn't really dedicate a lot of time to it, and it just sort of felt quite sudden. Excuse me. Oh, alright, Mom, not heard of that before. I don't know, like, when people ask me about actors, I always draw blank, because I'm like, I can't summon actors to my head. Speaking of actors, can we have a moment of silence? Sam Neill, the legendary actor who played Dr. Alan Grant in Jurassic Park, he passed away a couple of days ago. That actually hit me quite hard. You know, like, we've lost a lot of good actors recently, you know, over the last couple of years. A lot of people from, like, Harry Potter and Star Wars. You know, we lost James Earl Jones a little while back. You know, Carrie Fisher, although she was some years ago now. Maggie Smith. Oh, I can't remember the dude, the second dude who played Dumbledore, as well. But you know, losing someone from Jurassic Park, you know, obviously, you know, me being a very big fan of dinosaurs, and you know that being very close to my heart, you know, that's actually like I can't believe he's gone. That's mental. It doesn't even feel like he was that old, but yeah, that's crazy. I'm just sort of glad that he was able to come back for Dominion, that Dominion happened. Like, you know, you know, Dominion wasn't that good. I think we, like, all of us who are Jurassic Park fans can, sort of attest to that. But him, the full, like, you know, being a part of the movie return of him and Laura Dern and Jeff Goldblum. Obviously, Goldblum was in Fallen Kingdom, but he was literally like like there for 20 seconds. He basically could have been removed from the movie and nothing would have changed. But watching those three come back and be a part of the Jurassic universe again, and interact, like, Alan interacting with Owen, both of them having like ties to velociraptors and stuff, and all of that stuff, that was the best part of Dominion. I think they really nailed that. You know, the main plot of the movie, not so much, but they themselves being back in the Jurassic franchise after so many years, that made a difference. And that was, I think, like, comparing that to like what they did with the Star Wars sequel trilogy, Dominion did it so much better. It's like unbelievable how much better they did it. Cuz it's not like it's not like how fucked they made it in the sequel trilogy, where it was like constantly the newer characters upstage the older characters, sorry, upstaging the newer characters, and also destroying everything that the older characters are meant to be and meant to mean to people. It's like Dominion had the newer characters on their journey, the older characters on their journey, and then brought them together and had them work together, and it was very, very good. Very, very good use of them. It was very worth it, bringing them back. But I can't. It's really, yeah. I think out of any actor that we've lost in the past couple of years, when I read that, I felt a genuine, like, actual fucking, like ache in my heart for his loss, because, you know, when you're a dinosaur fan, you can't not have that connection to Jurassic Park. So it's like, it's very sad. But he left a long and wonderful legacy behind. He was a great actor and seemingly a very kind-hearted, wonderful man. And we will all remember him as legendary Alan Grant. And he did a lot of other you know, pretty famous roles as well. That's obviously what, you know, most people know him from, but he was in Event Horizon, which is actually going on a bit of a tangent here, but yeah, Sam Neill, it's so sad that he's not here anymore, but he was a good actor and a good man, and he left behind a very good legacy. But Event Horizon, you remind me obviously because Sam Neill was in that as well. Oh yeah, what about this? Yeah, we'll go with that. Cold Weather. Is that, hold on, is that, oh yeah, okay, he's, again, if I want to give him a necklace, I'll give him a necklace. Nah. Yeah, that doesn't really, I don't know if that speaks Cold Weather. Oh yeah, I'll go with that. I haven't been doing bloody shoes. Hold up. Okay, they're pretty fine. Shoes, they're the same. Shoes. Party. Oh, there's some weird looking boots. No, something more simple. Oh my god, look at how fucking detailed those are. That's mental. Yeah, the green striped trainers. Oh my god, you can change their foot size. I forgot about that. Max Steel or Generator Rex? I think I've talked about this before. Generator Rex. No, not Generator Rex. Fucking Max Steel. It's not even close. Because fucking tap. Rex goes to punch Max. Max grabs literally any one of his builds. Boom! Rex just blows up. All the nanites in his body would just either fry or blow up. Most likely blow up. And, yeah, it would not be good for Rex. Hot weather. Oh, yeah, we don't want them. I don't really think Chomp would be the type to wear sandals. Yeah, go for them. And for cold weather, back here at last. Oh, excuse me. Maybe these? Oh, oh, excuse me. Yeah, those. Actually, I don't know if that's a bit samey. Ugh. I don't know what would happen from that, boogie. Again, Metal is the only, obviously Metal is the only example of a Megalink we have. I don't really know what the requirement of being an Elementor is. Like, we know that the Elementors themselves aren't Megalinks. Also, that makes me, I do wonder, like, that probably means that, Megalinks can't annex each other, right? I'd say that's probably a fair assumption. Being like, because Blast says, you know, he's you're a Megalink, he's a mere Ultralink. And that sort of implies that, you know, I don't think, like, if Zelak and Metalak met, I don't think they'd be able to annex each other. Their powers probably cancel each other out. Or maybe they just don't have that ability. But yeah, I don't really know what the requirement of becoming an Elementor is. Like, what's the... Because my headcanon... Maybe it's that maybe the Megalink ability actually gives them more control over what they become. Maybe that's actually I'd say that could be a feasible idea. See, these streams have been great because we've been able to have these conversations, and I've sort of come up with stuff just by talking about it that, like, I haven't thought about before. Maybe that's what Megalinking is, because Metalax says a suitable target to Megalink with, so it's not just that the difference between an Ultralink and a Megalink is that, you know, they have a humanoid form and that they can annex stuff. See, there seems to be some difference in what they can do. Like, why would you call it Megalinking if it's exactly the same as Ultralinking? Like, Megalinks are still technically a type of Ultralink, so you would just call it Ultralinking unless there was something different about it. So maybe that is... Because my sort of headcanon was always that, like, the way Elementors are made is... Like, I think someone asked me before, like, in a comment, like, why isn't Chomp... like, shouldn't Chomp count as an Elementor, technically? And I think my sort of response to that is that, the way my sort of belief of how Elementors are made, normally, excluding Metalac, is that you bond with something, natural. Or, I don't really know if it even has to be something natural, but you bond with something that inherently does not have weapon potential. But then again, by that logic, Prism should be an Elementor. Because, like, Chomp bonded with a Venus flytrap, that is inherently has weapon potential, but Prism bonded with, like, just pure crystal. So technically, Prism should be an Elementor, I feel. I don't know. Maybe there's more to it than that. Maybe it's an Omega class Ultralink thing. Because, you know, we've always theorized that the Elementors are Omega class, like Steel. Yeah, but then again, no, because we've seen other Ultralinks make Elementors. Like, we've seen, like, in the Battle of Tachyon and the Battle of Earth, we've seen regular Ultralinks make Elementors, although they don't seem to be as powerful as the Elementors that we know. And again, that could be an Omega class thing. Maybe Elementors were like almost like an older version of Ultralinking. Like, maybe originally, or I guess maybe you could argue that, there's, like, not much for them to Ultralink with on a lot of planets. I don't know, like, Earth has a lot of interesting bits of technology, although I feel like Tachyon, they really missed the trick with making some powerful links there. But yeah, maybe Megalinking, because I feel like regularly Ultralinking with that statue shouldn't have made an Elementor. It should have weaponized the statue. So I think you really could, I think you really could make the argument that that's what megalinking is and that they have more control over what they create, because Ultralinks don't have control over what they make when they link with something. It's just weaponizing it in a random way. Yeah, I guess you could make that argument, but then again, you could say that for fire as well, Jadventures. Like, fire hurts you when you touch it. Weapon. But, yeah. The Elementors, they're an enigma. Right, let's finish up Chomp. This is cold weather, so... Maybe something like this. Yeah, why not? Okay, I think that may be Chomp done. I'm not sure I'm in love with this every day. Ooh, fucking hell. Oh. Now I'll go with that. Also, I've got some questions to catch up. Do I, sorry. A stroke there. Would I like to say Max could still go Turbo Machino mode? I'd say no. Turbo Machino mode, also, that's a name, as a term I haven't heard in a long time. Yeah, that was a term I gave to the version of Max where he was, like, in base mode but possessed by Machino. I don't really even agree with that term. Actually, I don't know. I guess you could still count that as a turbo mode. Again, my opinions on a lot of stuff have changed over time, but yeah, I guess that does technically still count. But, I'd say, no. No, obviously not, because that was, like, basically all Machino. Link with Jim's ship. Yeah. It's kind of weird that there must be a mass limit on, like, I'm trying to think, like, what's the biggest thing that an Ultralink has ever linked with? They've linked with I think the biggest thing is they've linked with N-Tech tanks before. What are they called? They have a name, the N-Tech tanks. The ROCC. The Remote Operational Command Center. Not even, sure where that... It probably comes from the, It probably comes from the website. Actually, it'd probably be a concept art thing. I kind of hate to say it, Akash. Probably Green Max. Because again, I'm trying to think like Green Max had that weird like fucking like turbo nuclear explosion he did in Turbo Warriors. But apart from that, I can't think of like any turbo modes he had that were like actually that powerful. But in comparison, I feel like Season 1 Max just didn't really have that many powerful turbo modes apart from cannon mode. Well, I don't know. I feel like it could be a pretty even fight. Right. What did I name? Did I just name them? Okay, Prism Machina. I should name them Prism Link. What am I doing? Okay. Chomp Machina. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, because they're technically Machina's children. Right. Chomp's got sort of like a... Chomp's got a voice where it, like, constantly sounds like his own tongue is getting in the way of him speaking. And it's like... like, all the time.
Oh! Fanaya! You'll say, Yumbala Tafloni. Crow!
Okay, I think I'll go with that. Aspiration, I'll go with nature. Freelance botanist, that makes sense. Loves the outdoors, obviously. I could make him a vegetarian, but I don't think there's any precedent for that. He did try and eat a human once. Hold on, where's, I guess I could give him foodie, given... I mean, it's not really just the normal reaction, I think, to eating that cafeteria food. I mean, not really, Jadventures. You can just look at him and just generally see how strong he is. And the different turbo modes he has and, like, what they're capable of. Was he clumsy? I'm sure I've been drawn to that one, but I feel like that's more Earth Elemental. I feel like he could be a bit clumsy. And then, fuck it, you know what? I'll make him a foodie. Why not? Yeah, I guess you could look at it that way, Jadventures. Yeah, guess we shouldn't make him a vegetarian then. Oh god, yeah, I haven't even thought of Vengarn. I haven't made Vengarn or Rhinoc yet. When does, I'm just looking up when, Campaign Evolved comes out. July 28th. Because that's, I've told you guys, once this series is done, it's going to be replaced with a full playthrough of all the Halo games. Oh yeah, I guess so. That's a good point. A good point as well. Vec, in that like it's not technically cannibalism because it's just like we're eating other things made of meat. It'd only be cannibalism if he ate another Venus flytrap, which you know no one does. Right. I think that's it. Right. Cool. Chomp. Chompy boy. Fuck it. Go with that. I don't know, Boogie. Good question. Probably a mixture of both, to be honest. It's most likely a mixture of both. Right, I need a drink. Get off. So, let's Chomp done. He did save, did he not? Cool. Now to make the thumbnail boy one of the best characters in all of Max... Well, the most underrated characters in all of Max Steel. The thumbnail boy, Mr. Zelak. Now we get up a screenshot of him because we literally only have one clean screenshot of him. From Haywire. Also, just FYI, not for any particular reason, if you guys were to look at look at the curve of this woman's body, legit goes like, what? It's like reverse Hunchback of Notre Dame. Okay, that's wild. Okay, let's make Zelak. But yeah, not for any particular reason at all. But, if you guys could, ask the writer of Haywire, anything, what would you ask him? Ugh. While I get started on Zelak. Okay. Do we have, like, yellow? And we don't have yellow eyes. Those are Sith eyes. I don't know why it's gotten rid of a bunch of my eyes. Like, replaced them. Hold on, let me, oh, fucking hell. I actually like the way this dude looks. I do this all the time. At least once per stream. I like... Fuck it. Fucking... Mixologist, man. I like, find a random, sim and, like, save them. Let me just quickly exit the Sims and disable, the eye mods I have. It took far too long for the game to quit out then. How strong do I think an average Tachyon civilian is? I don't really know. I've talked about this many times before, but I'm of the belief that not all Taconians are turbocharged. And I think, right, I was thinking about this the other day. I think that is actually supported by the dialogue in Wrath of Makino. Because when Jim and Max, when they touch, when Jim puts his hand on Max's shoulder. Hold on, I just gotta find the eyes. And take them out. Just search for eyes. Hold on. I'm not sure where. Yeah, it'd probably be the Sith eyes, I think. It keeps putting mods that I've deleted back into my fucking mods folder, and I'm really getting sick of it. But I am of the opinion that that not all Taconians are turbocharged, and I do think there is actually evidence in Wrath of Makino to support this, because when Jim puts his hand on Max's shoulder and it does the big boom, and that was actually a pretty good recreation of the sound effect, I think. But when it does the big bursts of turbo energy, he says that's what happens when two turbocharged people come together. He didn't say Taconian, so why would he make that distinction? Because that means one of two things. One, being turbocharged isn't confined to Taconians, which I find that concept to be completely ridiculous. Like, that's just not a thing. Or two, there is a difference between being Taconian and being turbocharged. Like, why would he make that distinction? Why would he not just say, you know, that's what happens when two Taconians come together? So I think you could very easily... I think that kind of does imply that there is a difference. So... Oh, and OBS has crashed. Yeah, he did say sometimes. But yeah, so it's like, why would he make that... that just seems like a weird thing for him to do. I want to check something else as well. It's... I swear to God. It's brought back a bunch of my older fucking saves that I've deleted. Why does it keep fucking doing this? I don't understand. It's gonna fuck up my gallery again. I guarantee it. I fucking guarantee it. It's gonna fuck up my gallery again. I guarantee it. No, okay. It hasn't. Right. Now let me just check that the eyes have gone back to normal. No, the eyes. Oh, fuck off with the sunglasses. The eyes. Can they only have... No, I've given... Where's the hold on, where's my vampire eyes? Hold on, maybe... My vampires have just fucking disappeared. Why? Hold on, let me... I'm just doing this, like, off-camera because it's just boring. I'm just doing some testing. Hey, Duffy. Ah. So yeah, I do think that, could very well be a thing. I think the, I think that supports that. Yeah, I think Prism had vampire eyes, didn't he? His vampire eyes have just gone. What the hell? I've literally not changed anything. I think it might be because I put my moist back in, but why would that get rid of the vampire eyes? They should still be there. Let me just fucking... I don't think I've got any mods that I need to have right now. So I'm just gonna take all of them out. I guess it would be too much to ask for just things to work, right? You know, that's really all I ever ask. Is for things to work. But God forbid that happens, right? My rarest Max Steel toy, it would probably be the Hydro Flame Elementor toy. Which is still in its box. I'd say that's probably the rarest one I have. I've got a decent few. The rocket mode one, is pretty rare, but I've seen a few of them dotted around. But no, the Hydro Flame one that's still in its box, that's probably the rarest one. If I could make any character and mode into an action figure, what would it be? Who didn't get a figure? Well, Zelak didn't. I'd love to have a Zelak figure. That would be fucking awesome. But Turbo Mode, what Turbo Mode didn't get a figure? A Titan Mode figure would be pretty cool. And, like, most of the Season 3 ones, you know, not all of them got figures. I think the only ones that did... I think, Cannon Mode did... Cannon Spike Mode, sorry, did. Hydro Heat Mode did. I think all of the Duo Strike modes did, actually. Exo Strength did, and I actually do have the Exo Strength toy also still in its box. But, that's, I think they could have made it look way better. It didn't really look like it should have done. Yeah, I know you meant action figure, Duffy. Let's try this again. Yeah, I think maybe for character, definitely Zelak. For turbo mode, I think a Nova mode action figure would look really cool. Have to be pretty big though. That's the problem with a lot of the Max Steel figures. A lot of them are just massive and too big to fit on my shelf. Also, I don't like them still being in their box. I like them to be out of the box so I can display them, but I don't have the heart to take them out of the box if they're still in there. Right, let's see if this has restored them. There we go. No idea why I just got fucking rid of them. Ah. Right. Let's get the Sims back up. Seeing as you guys have been staring at an edited wallpaper of the Wrath of Makino wallpaper for some time now. Right. So, let's make ourselves Zelak. There we go, bloody Nora. So, face, skin tone... yeah, let me grab the picture again. Actually, more like that, okay. Well, Spike Mode did have an action figure, so I guess that doesn't really count. I'd give so much to have it. It looked very cool. Right, get rid of the hat. For his hair, I guess again we just go with what looks good and what sort of fits his personality. Yeah, we were meant to get a Nort action figure, Boogie. There was a recent discovery. I meant to make a video on it when it happened, but I just haven't got round to it yet. But, you know, it's not... you guys aren't going anywhere, so, I'll probably make that at some point soon. But, there was, like, a big... I asked Edelin where it came from, and they didn't fucking tell me. There was, like, a big discovery of, like, cancelled toy art, or like concept art for cancelled toys, and we were actually gonna get a Nort action figure. There were also a bunch more cancelled Duo Strike toys, because you guys know obviously we had a lot of toy exclusive Duo Strike modes. Some of them were pretty good. Ugh. Right. Need a hairstyle that truly embodies Zelak's silent, murderous nature. I think that's actually alright. Actually, that fits a little bit. I don't like how tall his head is, though. Maybe make it a bit... I hate that you can only modify the head size from the chin up. Like, why can you not just... Not everyone has a great whopping forehead the size of China. Let me fucking edit it. Yeah, I'm not sure that hairstyle really fit. It kind of fits with his horns. But not... I think I kind of have to go with that. It's probably the bloody jumper that's throwing me off. Okay, I'll go with that. Huh. Devastator mode. Ugh. Fucking hell. I love it. That actually got taken off the wiki at, like, on the list of Max's turbo modes, and I find that so funny. Because, I mean, it doesn't really deserve to be on there anyway. Because it's not something Max can do by himself. It's basically, you know what that's like, now that I think about it? That would basically be the equivalent of putting the multi-striker car on the list of turbo modes. Just because the vehicle can transform and Max yells go turbo, it doesn't make it a turbo mode. So turbo mode is him. Like, it's not even remotely focused around him. It's just the outer shell. He's just controlling a mech. Okay, I can't actually edit his rest of his face. I think his mouth is too small. Kind of reminds me a bit of Pitch Black from Rise of the Guardians. Such an underrated film, that. Oh yeah, that's a bit better. He looks a bit more sinister there. What about eyebrows? He does have quite firm eyebrows, but I don't think that would really fit Zelak. Oh yeah, that's okay. Obviously, there's not really any point changing his eyes, because, he's a Megalink. I actually learned a bit more about, the process of, I actually learned a bit more about, the process of, how Haywire was made, because I stumbled upon the author's, like, blog post. Or, like, website, like, newsletter, that's what it's called. And he basically said that I think that he went to, like, a Comic-Con last year and brought a couple of copies of Haywire, and I didn't expect anyone to want to pick them up, but he sold out of all the copies that he had of Haywire, apart from one just to keep for himself, which I think is really cool. And he talked a bit about, in the newsletter, about, like, the process of making Haywire, and, like, he talked about, like, how instead of what the other, he didn't mention the other two, but, like, he was sort of talking with, I guess it must have been people from Mattel, or, like, his, other, like, I think may have been another writer helping him as well, about how, they sort of had the option to just sort of do a one-off, or try and do something to actually, like, sort of add into the wider story of Max Steel, and he chose to do that, which is why, obviously, it ended on a cliffhanger with Zelak intending to come back, and he never did. Also, I think Zelak may actually have been the original design for the Megalinks as a whole, because he said in his newsletter that Megalinks, Zelak, in terms of Zelak, he was designing a character that hadn't even been concepted yet. So I think Tom Pinchuk actually designed the Megalink species in Max Steel with Zelak, which is pretty fucking cool. So technically, Zelak is the first Megalink. Not in canon. It could be in canon as well, but like in sort of outside, out of universe production, I think he was actually the first Megalink. And Tom designed him for Haywire, and then they took that design and put it into the show with all the other Megalinks. Which is pretty fucking cool. And I may have got in contact with him. Anyway, so yeah, yeah, you know what, Boogie? I do kind of see that. Most of Team Terror are pretty shit. You know, there's a reason I call them Team Shitfuck. But, I think you're right about Snare in that he does sort of fit into the world of Max Steel. And, yeah, I think, like, he sort of gives the, like, he could have been one of the, like, the Black Star Council Ultralink hunters. You wanna know something funny as well? I think I think this was another one of the cancelled episode synopses. But, I think originally Rhinox's episode was supposed to have 3 bounty hunters in it, not just him. Which I'm glad that didn't end up happening, because, to be honest, I really like Rhinox's episode, and I think, you know, his relationship with Vengan is something that we definitely should have seen more of. Excuse me. Well, no, tried to get in contact. I was joking, Adventures, unfortunately. I'm just bullshitting. Again, though, it would be really cool. Like, I've always said, it would be so cool to be able to interview people that worked on Max Steel. Maybe one day. I thought I got scared for a moment. I thought Zelak's picture had been on screen for ages, but no, it's just over OBS. But, yeah, I do agree that Snare is, like, one of the more, like, sort of interesting, or not even interesting, just one of the characters that definitely could fit into Max Steel. Could probably do with a bit of a redesign, but because I think his design is pretty simple and just doesn't really look like it fits within Max Steel. But him as a concept, I do think could fit into the show. Right, so I think maybe give him, oh, those are eyebrows, never mind. Hair. Yeah, that's closer, I think. Right, outfit. Zelak in the human world would be fucking hilarious. I actually need to make him more muscular, because for a Megalink, he's actually quite, bulky. Oh, you know who I also need to make? The fucking, Super Brawl Strike Force. Honestly, I think there's so many more characters to make. I think just because I want to sort of capitalize on the hype of Campaign Evolved coming out, I think, I might make... Hold on. July 28th. So that's not not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after. I think we might have 2 more streams. Or actually maybe 1 more stream, actually. Maybe 1 more stream of this, and then, I'll get started on, the Halo games, just because I want to, capitalize on, the hype of Campaign Evolved coming out. So I think maybe next week will be the final of not the final of this series overall, but we'll just do the rest some other time. Just because we do actually have a surprisingly large amount still to do. Like I want to let me write them down, because I'm gonna forget otherwise. Let me just fully write down what ones we have left to do. So, we've got Terax, obviously, Vengan, Jim, Rhinoc, the Reaper Brothers. I put Reaper Brother 1 and 2. Although it'd be pretty it'd probably just be like a color change between the two of them. Hydro Rock Elementor, Molten Elementor. I'm not making team shit, fuck. I can't be arsed. I don't know. I guess who else? Who have we not made yet? Yeah, Dr. Thornhill, Vin, Dwayne. Do you think we should make Fishy? I didn't think about that. Maybe I'll make Fishy as well. But yeah, I'm just making a list. We'll come back to this series, I think, at a future time. But this was just sort of, this was a series to go in between playthroughs. And to get a bunch of Max Steel fans, bunch of you Max Steel folk out to my streams and having a good time, and having a nice chat about Max Steel. So yeah, I think we'll have 1 more stream after this week, next week, and maybe we'll make the most major people that we haven't done yet. So Vengan, Jim, and maybe Terax, just for the fuck of it. Anyone else we've not made? The Cobber Squad. What out-of-universe information do I know about Vengan's species beside the name of his homeworld? Unfortunately, nothing apart from that, Expect, because there is nothing else to know. The only reason we know Vengan's homeworld name is because it was on the website, and there's nothing else about him, or his species apart from that. All we know about Vengan's species is that they were wiped out by Makino and Metalak, and their planet was called Kaduan. At least I don't think there's anything else, not as far as I know. I think if there was anything else, I would probably know about it. Apparently, according to the Cartoon Network Australia site, Vengon had a nickname, the Vengeance Bringer, as well as the Ultralink Hunter, which, to be honest, isn't really that logical of a nickname when there are clearly multiple hunters working for the Black Star Council. Also, I think it said on the website that he is a member of the Black Star Council. I don't agree with that. I think that information comes from the website stating that. Let me have a look. I think because I think the web, I think the Wayback page still works for Vengon, hopefully. But come on, load, you piece of shit. Internet Archive is always so fucky. Like, sometimes it loads, sometimes it doesn't. It's completely random. Sometimes you've legit got to refresh it like fucking 5 times. But yeah, I don't think it said anything else about him. I just want to read what it said. Let me have a look, see if I can find one that works. But yeah, we've had I've definitely it's got a I've definitely enjoyed this series, chatting with you guys about Max Steel, and I've definitely like thought about stuff through our conversations that I never would have thought of before. Yeah, they are just not fucking working. Okay, but yeah, apparently during production of the second season, Vengon was originally intended to carry a pistol instead of his usual, that's just laser blaster, it's a rifle. Additionally, he originally wielded a spear-like weapon called the Gravity Spear. Oh yeah, it looks like there's concept art of that too. Very rough storyboard art, but still nonetheless. Yeah, there's not much else, unfortunately. But that's the sort of good thing about Max Steel is that there's like the universe left many questions, many opportunities for us to fill in the gaps with our own ideas. So you know, it's ripe for fanfiction. And speaking of fanfiction, Turbified, I am on basically the epilogue of the first episode right now. The main, like, the final fight is done. It's finished. I've still got to proofread it after I finish the epilogue bit, but yeah, I'm on the sort of almost like the post-credit scene. Not really. It's like the sort of, I guess you could call it a cliffhanger of the episode. But yeah, so it's very nearly done now. I know I've been saying that for months, but you know, just trust me this time. Zelak looks like a sinister, like, accountant. I don't like that tag. Like, what's with that, though? They always ruin the coolest of outfits with, like, one tiny little fucking detail. I'm just gonna ignore that, because I like this. I like this. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah. Very much looking forward to sharing it with you guys. Oh my god. Fucking hell. Right, shoes. Zelak's definitely the type of person I can see, like, looking this professional, like, all the time. There we go. I think that works for a suit, although I think there is a, yeah, there's that version. Does that fit with his color a bit more? No, oddly enough, I think this does. Okay, and then... Bam, there we go. We have a black for these. There we go. Athletic. It's gonna be weird seeing, actually, why don't I use the alien suit? Of course, I took out the customizable one. Powered by green turbo energy. I'm sure I made a joke at some point about, like, using this for green max. Okay, yeah, I could go with that. I don't like... It's always, like, the one thing that ruins the entire outfit with the fucking Sims, isn't it? Like, it's one little fucking detail that just makes the whole outfit look like crap. Okay, yeah, I'm feeling Zelak vibes from that. Yes. Sleep. Excuse me. Sleepity sleep. Yeah, I'll go with that. And then maybe just these. That seems to create a very large imbalance of, like, temperature. Yeah, I'll go with that. Party? Oh, Jeebus. That's become one of my new favorite sayings. Jeebus. Party. What would Zelak wear to a party? That is so dark. Look how dark that is. You can barely fucking see it. Yeah, I was gonna say, that he is one of the most powerful Ultralinks, that they faced. Honestly, with how powerful the turbo drills were in that episode, for one, it really fucking sucks that they never use them again, apart from for a one-time cameo in Lights Camera Max. They never used them in combat again. And two, if they'd have used that against, like, Chomp, or maybe even, like, Prism, or maybe Blast as well, like, they could have probably fucking killed them. They were deadass, like, some of the strongest weapons that they had access to, and they were an episode exclusive. In fact, they were the only turbo weapon that was an episode exclusive, if you don't count the Turbo Star. You could technically count it, considering they only actually... Actually, no, it wasn't technically an episode exclusive, because they used it at the end of episode 25 and the beginning of episode 26 of Season 2. And that's if you want to discount all of the other appearances it had, but it wasn't actually used up until that point. But yeah... Huh. That's the funny thing, is, like, he fell into the ocean, and, you know, we always make the joke, or it's not even a joke, that the ocean is full of microplastics. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I mentioned this at some point. It might have been in the Better Off Dread analysis, the original one. Like, how many times Berto's had to repair or, like, remake, like, the Turbo Blaster or the Turbo Sword, although I don't think it's been that many times. I don't think they've been destroyed or discarded that many times. Excuse me. I think it should be like Sherlock Holmes in that get-up. I don't think Zelak would wear anything this quirky. He's a serious Megalink. Oh yeah, maybe something like this, actually. Oh yeah. Not these bloody shorts. There we go. Again, what happened to just being given, like, a blank sim? Again, for the 1000th time, if I want them to have some sort of, you know, extra thing, I'll give them it. There we go. Right, hot weather, oh my god. That's like the exact opposite of anything Zelak would wear. Yeah, he kind of does a bit, X-Vec. I mean, it makes sense because he has Makino's colors. Again, I really wish we knew what the lore of Zelak was. I made that joke earlier. I genuinely don't think it would be that much of a stretch to say that Zelak could have been the first Megalink, because it's like every other Megalink we've seen, and, you know, granted, we've not seen that many individuals, you've mainly just seen, like, the sort of generic, regular ones, but they all look the same. The only ones you've seen that look different are Metalak and Zelak, and Metalak still has, like, it has a different head, and the gold on his floating shoulder spike things, and a bit more red. But apart from that, he looks pretty much the same as all the other Megalinks. But Zelak is the only Megalink who is in Makino's colors, and I feel like that means something. Yeah, they were an episode exclusive, Adventures. Big sad as well, because they were fucking cool. Right, hot weather, hot weather. Is there a black one for this? There is, okay, go with that. I don't like that pattern. Again, that looks like a broken texture one. The pattern's not, like... like, look, the left leg, it's, like, black on the inner bit, and, like, the stripes going down on the outer bit. And then on this side, it's, like... It's not even reversed, because the stripes are different. That really doesn't look good. Nah, something a bit more loose. Kinda wish that they were just black. Oh, that's weird. Look at that. You can, like, see on the inner thigh there, you, like, see a bit of blue light. Oh, it's on here as well. It's kind of weird. Is it like that on everything? Oh, yes, so it is. Oh, that's weird. I don't think Zelak would wear anything with flowers on. Again, this is hot weather, it's not... Yeah, I'll go with that, I think. And finally, cold weather. Maybe go for a full body one. Let's see what we got. Well, they weren't strictly an episode exclusive because they did appear in Lights Camera Max, but they weren't used in combat. So in terms of combat, they were an episode exclusive. Ah, slim pickings here. God, that is a strong fight. It's like Paddington's coat. No, it's too big. We could say that that's like a Machino virus. Hold on, is that on him? Is that a necklace that he's wearing? I think it is. Fuck it, I'll keep that on him. Could be like a Machino virus holder. I will get rid of the rings, though. And have I been doing shoes again? No, I haven't. Why do I keep missing out on shoes? Get rid of those fucking slippers. In fact, I was doing alright for most of them, and then I just sort of forgot. It was only for hot weather. Could we just get regular black ones of those? Black sandals? I think he'd wear sandals. The two-strap one for maximum stability. Ah. That reminds me of, you guys want to hear a holiday story? Yeah. It just reminded me. I remember, I was just thinking about, wearing sandals. Long time ago, many years now. God, it must have been like, it may even have been like 10 years ago at this point. But me and my mum went on holiday to Greece. It was the first time I'd been properly abroad, I think. Apart from going to, like, Disneyland, I think. But yeah, it was a proper abroad holiday. It was great. But there was, something happened on that holiday that has become a legendary event in our our history of, of life and holidays and stuff, where we went to a part of Greece called Thessaloniki, and on one of the days we took a taxi sort of up the coast to, I think, the place was called Creopigi. And we did a bunch of stuff there. We did go-karting, and then we went down to the beach. And unfortunately, I think it, or did it start raining? Is that somewhere else? No, though, that was somewhere else. But we stayed at the beach for a little bit, and then, because it was like it was like roughly a 5-minute, taxi drive from, it was roughly a 5-minute taxi drive from, Thessaloniki to Creopigi. So we thought that, we could walk back along the beach from Creopigi to Thessaloniki, and we figured, 5-minute taxi drive, probably take about, 20 minutes to, like, an hour, maybe. We walked for 4 hours. We walked for 4 hours along the beach on the burning hot sand, from fucking miles along the coast, up and fucking down, because that's the thing you don't really, you don't really consider, is that the coast isn't straight a lot of the time. It goes like that. So we legit walked for 4 hours in the middle of the summer Greece heat. Now, bear in mind, I don't know what it is. I don't know why this is a thing. It probably has something to do with, like, being closer to the equator. But the heat in Greece is a lot nicer. It feels a lot nicer than it does in the UK. It feels like a lot less oppressive. A lot less sort of suffocating. So it wasn't awful. It just reminded me because I had sandals and I kept going between having them on and having them off, because if I had them off, I was stepping on the burning hot sand. And if I had them on, I kept getting annoyed because I kept getting sand on them. But no, we walked up and down, well, not up and down, but we walked down the coast, and it kept going like that for 4 fucking hours. And we did eventually make it back, obviously. And it was hilarious, because we got up, like, we got back to the Thessaloniki beach, eventually, and there was, like, a little, not like a tiki bar, but like a little, a little snack bar place. We got an ice cream, and we were talking to the guy behind the counter, and I think we talked to multiple people about it, and, we were just like, oh yeah, we've walked here from Creopigi, and they were like, what? Like, as if, like, they were questioning if that's what we meant. Like, yeah, yes, we walked here from Creopigi 4 hours, and there was like, oh my god. So yeah, there's a holiday story. That was definitely one of the more interesting adventures we've had. But that is what life is all about. I still love it how the only difference between these two is a slight, like, a slight change in crease number and a slight up in contrast, pretty much. What the fuck are these purple shoes? They're not even in the cold fucking weather section. They're not even in the masculine section. What are you wearing, Zelak? Wait, no, legit, what is he wearing? Whatever he's wearing is legit not showing up. I've never had that happen. What? Okay. Alright, I'll go with that. But yeah, so there's that. Okay, I think we're done with Zelak then. Pretty alright. Zelak Makano. Aspiration. Well, he's... that's actually one I could give to him, because I can make him a computer whiz, because obviously he has the virus. He's a genius. He is, I'd say he's a perfectionist. And... I had another one in mind and it's just gone out my head. I guess put self-assured on there.
Fumoy.
He's loyal to Makino, I guess. Yeah, I'll put loyal on there instead.
Tumbaloo. Tazor.
Okay, there's Zelak. Right. Definitely give him the evil one. If you flip it around, well, we're gonna say it kind of looks like his pose at the end of Haywire. It doesn't really. Zelak. Right, we've got like 40 minutes left of the stream, so we can still make someone else. Oh yeah, I can add Colonel Castle to the list. Let me bring up the episode list to sort of see. Excuse me. Look through the episodes to sort of see if I'm missing anyone. Oh yeah, I was considering making Murakami. Add him on there. Maybe make the truck driver. That'd be funny. Just making sure the cold pack's not directly touching my back. Yeah, okay. No one from no one else from season 1. I'm gonna say make the Black Star Council dude, but there'd be no point. He'd just be a cloak. Plaztech, potentially? If I had the Pets DLC, I could make Furbo, but again, he'd just be you know, you wouldn't really be able to make him that good. Already made Commander Parker. Vengon's already on the list. Hot Zone. Nope. Could make the director dude from Lights Camera Max. That would be fun. But I don't know if he's too minor of a character. Legend of Jim Mikro, there's nothing really there. Apart from Jim, obviously. Ready? Oh! Oh, that's someone we can make right now! How have I not thought about him before? Fucking Torbolt! And I'm not going to, I'm not gonna, reuse, Steel's sim, like I did for X376, because obviously he's not a Omega class. Alright, so there's Zelek done. Let's do Torbolt. Oh, this dude as well. Randy Rushing? Are you kidding me? He's a bro, a music lover, and let's change it from a slob. Make him a bookworm. Bam, there we go. Randy. He seems like the kind of guy you'd get along with. He's everyone's friend, Randy. Right, now let's change Randy into Torbolt. Okay, so Torbolt has the yellow eye. I can't help it being slightly red around the outside. I could have sworn there was just a base yellow one. Oh. So I don't like it how that's literally not the same fucking color. Right, it does have quite big eyes. I think I could get away with it for Torbolt. Maybe make them a bit smaller. Reminds me a bit of the Mandarin. Facial hair, get rid of that. Let me actually get up an image of Torbolt. Have I missed anyone else? Rhinoc I've added, and no one in the final countdown. What about anyone in Season 3? We've made Morphos. Can make the mayor, I guess. But again, very minor character. Yeah, I think that's it. So, I think, unless I'm missing anyone, we're the ones we have left to do, are Terrax, Vengon, Jim, Rhinoc, the Reaper Brothers, Hydro Rock Elementor, Molten Elementor, both of them from Season 5, Dr. Thornhill, Vin, Dwayne, Fishy, Castle, Murakami, the Truck Driver, and Plaztech. And then I think that'll be it. Oh, so we can come back and do those at a later date. So I think next week, again, like I said, will be the last one. And we'll do, like, Jim, Vengon, and Terrorax. Oh. Right. Torbolt, Torbolt, Torbolt. Bring up an image of Torbolt. I have a folder called Max Steel Renders. I should rename it Renders because it's gonna piss me off otherwise. Torbolt. There you are, my friend. Right, get rid of the hat. Oh, nice hair, Andy. So he's sort of like silvery. Actually, pretty much that exact color. Sorry, itchy nose. Right, got quite a wide head, sort of like that. His hair's sort of slicked back. It's not even slicked back, it's just sort of like... I guess you could make it like flat. Like that. Oh my god, that actually works perfectly with that little thing there, because he actually does... It almost looks like he's wearing a helmet, and there's like a top plate bit, and then a gap there, either side. Oh. Oh, my ear. Just got kind of... Not even sore, just achy from being in one position. Ugh. Okay, I guess definitely lower his weight, because he's quite skinny with his limbs. His body's quite bulky, but that's just sort of his head. I don't know, you can see it on his hands, there's like a blue light coming from over there. Like, over this way. Never really noticed that before. Oh. Definitely changes eyebrows to be less intense, I think. And also make his hair, like... I don't know if that works. Maybe make him blonde? No, I stick with the grey. Right. There we go. To make sure he's a young adult. I think he definitely needs to have a shorter face. I didn't do Zelek's voice, I just remembered, but it's sort of impossible. I know sort of what voice I would give him, but, doesn't really matter that much, considering we didn't actually hear him. I kept forgetting the voice I was giving him when I was reading Haywire anyway. Okay, Torbolt. He's a fun, casual little dude. Again, his main outfit choices, like his main colors are mainly black and silver. The yellow is sort of reduced to like accents on his body, so sort of the silver and grey is what we need. something like this, maybe? I don't know, it's maybe a bit too dark. We need, like, majority light grey with a bit of black, not to the point where it's overwhelming. Oh yeah, maybe something like this. Okay, that could work. I feel like I didn't use any of these for Butch. I feel like that would have been good for Butch. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, and trousers maybe like a darker, not black, but just a darker grey. I'm not really sure I'm getting a Torbolt. A Torbolt vibe from this. Maybe it's the voice on. Let me just change the voice.
Oh, Sangula Bates! What a shoots day. Febine Babsani. Alupaz? My Alupaz. Meshkaya Yemps? Nobi. Oh, Sangula Bates!
Yeah, that's a bit better. Alright, Okay, yeah, I'm just sort of envisioning the steel sim alongside him, and yeah, I think this is alright. Okay, oh, shoes. Can't forget the shoes. There we go. Formal. Whoa! What's that suit? Oh, it's this? The Sims 4 continues to surprise me with the suits that are in it that I didn't know about. Look how shiny that is. Right, maybe something like this? No, the button's undone, it's too sloppy. Yeah, I think I'll go with this. That sort of adorable, like, not even adorable, just like, you know, I think it fits with a sort of nervous, shy personality. Torbo being an exclusive character, an episode exclusive character, is one of the biggest crimes in the entirety of Max Steel. Not enough yellow. I don't think I'm going to be able to get black and grey and yellow. I think the yellow will be too overwhelming, so I'll just try and add it wherever I can. Again, like I said, his body is majority silver and black. Again, I'll get to this point eventually, obviously, when we do Max Steel Rewatched, but I genuinely do think a lot of the don't get me wrong, the season 2 finale, you know, very hype. Very, very hype indeed. But I genuinely feel like it was a bit of a letdown in a lot of different ways. Because it's like, first off, Elementor who was the big bad Ultralink for 2 seasons, got legitimately 20 seconds of screen time. Second off, Max still, after 2 seasons, got his ass whooped by the overarching villain of the show. He didn't win by, and I talked about this at length in the captive, pardon me, analysis, but I hate that after all of that, Max still got his ass kicked. Like, he didn't win against Makino, he lost. He legit got his ass beat. He used every turbo mode at his disposal, and he still got beaten. And he had to rely on Jim to help him beat Makino, which I really don't like. Like, and you could go the route of like, oh, Max can depend on his friends and everything, but it's like, it's just not enjoyable to watch the main character still getting bodied by the main villain at basically the end of the show. It's just not good. I honestly think they should have gone the route that they were originally apparently planning to, and introduce Nova Mode in the Season 2 finale. Like, give him an ultra-powerful new turbo mode to help him defeat Makino. That would have been cool. Alright, I think that'll do for formal. Again, the eyes add quite a lot to the yellow. For athletic, I think we could have, probably squeeze in a bit of yellow. I don't think he did, though, Adventures. I think he did, like equal, if not worse, than he did on round 1. Well, I guess, not round 1. I guess there were technically 4 rounds with Makino, because he fought him twice in Wrath of Makino, not Wrath of Makino, in Makino Strikes Part 1 and 2, and then he fought him twice in the Final Countdown Part 2, one with just Rocket Mode, and then one with all the other Turbo modes. But the thing is, apart from Rocket Mode, it's like Rocket and Spike, maybe. He still didn't have any, like, mega powerful turbo modes that could stand up against Makino. Like, he kept trying to hit him with cannon mode, and it was just not working every time. And it's just, yeah, it wasn't, it just wasn't a satisfying conclusion. Oh yeah, this would be perfect for Torbolt. Yeah, exactly, Jadventures, you're right. Jim was there. He could have taught him Nova Mode. He could have just said, yeah, use Nova Mode. Because that's apparently what they were originally planning. A lot of the old episode descriptions for Final Countdown Part 2 said that Max has to go Turbo Nova. Because, yeah, and I think the Season 3 trailer might have, released before Season 2 was over. Because, the Nova mode that we know was originally going to be a Duo Strike mode. That's why, in Wrath of Makino, Max briefly calls it Nova Rocket mode. I guess that was a relic of the old script, sort of left in there. Yeah, that should have been a thing. Because, again, it's just not... Because it's like, you know, the hero's journey. You know, Max keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Makino Strikes was a really cool mid-season finale because that was basically a humble for Max, it humbled him and Steel entirely, because it's like, you know, up until that point, they'd taken on practically everyone and everything with relative ease. Like, there wasn't really that much that proved too much of a challenge for them. Like, Blast, Chomp, and Prism at the start, but then they adapted to them. Extroyer's T-Rex form originally prompted probably the biggest challenge, but then they beat him. Or, you know, Sydney and Kirby technically helped him beat him. And then after that, it just wasn't an issue anymore. Extroyer's Xenoshock form, they still defeated that. But then Makino showed up, and he was just on an entire other level. Like, I really love that episode. Because it just goes to show how, like they were not ready for Makino. And that's what I'm going to title that rewatch when we eventually get there. But, like, they weren't ready for Makino. Like, he is just on an entirely other level in comparison to everyone they fought. And they weren't ready for him. And Rocket Mode just gave them the edge they needed. But, I guess at the same time, maybe it would have been a bit, like, repetitive. Have Jim save Max twice with a new turbo mode. You know, he was saved in Makino Strikes Part 2 by Jim, technically, even if it was only a recording, and Rocket Mode. So it would have technically been a repeat if he was saved again, but with Nova Mode. So, I don't know. But all I know is that, like, I don't like the final fight with Max and Makino. It's not... I want to say it's exciting, but it's like, it doesn't feel like... It doesn't feel that Max has gotten any stronger since he fought Makino the last time. Like, all that's changed... Can you believe that the only thing he gained in between fighting Makino the first time and the second time was Spike Mode? That's all that happened. That's the only other ability he gained in between there, right? I'm not misremembering. I'm not, like, not remembering anything, am I? It's because he got, like, literally no turbo modes in Season 2. We had to wait 11 episodes to... Actually, no, we had to wait 8 because we got Turbo Mimic Mode, which he could have used in that final fight, which he didn't. Then we got Hot Zone with Turbo Heat Mode. Then, so that was episode 11. Episode 15 was Makino Strikes Part 2 with Rocket Mode. Then episode 19 was definitely Fear the Reaper with Spike Mode, and then that was it. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. No new turbo modes. So literally the only thing he gained in between the mid-season finale and the season finale was getting Spike Mode. And he used that for like 10 seconds when fighting Makino. And from what we saw of it, it was... They probably should have... he probably should have used a lot more. Who was one-shotted? You put Max twice there, Jadventurous. But yeah, like... And again, there's not... I mean, I don't know. It's like... Like... How many episodes is that? That's 11 episodes and only one turbo mode in all of them. Yeah, that feels a bit like how many between in season 1, 4 episodes between 3 and 7 with scuba mode, then 8, 9, 10, 11, another 4 episodes with super flight mode, then 2 episodes between Supermania and Elements of Surprise Part 2 with speed, 1, 2, 3 in between for Scrambled with stealth, 1, 2, 3 again, between Scrambled and Split Decisions for canon, and then Clone came the very next episode after that. So it's like season 1 obviously did a lot more turbo modes. I mean, I feel like they could have been running out of ideas. Ugh. I don't know what you mean by sending him back to base. But in the final fight, he hit him with cannon mode, and then he just got like shrugged off Makino. Which I'm really annoyed that the version of the episode that is like readily available online is the version that like has half the audio missing. I had to like manually sort of edit that episode. I had to like take the HD version and then like the low quality version uploaded by the series provider and combine the audio and the video on top of one another. I don't get how that happens. I guess, you know, as easily as just forgetting to unmute one of the audio tracks, I guess. Right, back to Torbolt. Again, look, that is a yellow block there, and it comes up with that. It's yellow because of that stripe. It should be this color because that's the majority color. I feel like this is too similar color to, like, his skin. Not quite, but it sort of weirdly gives the illusion that this is just his skin. I think the black one looks better. Maybe I don't want it to be that black, but it works. Oh yeah, those are literally his colors. That's perfect. Right, Sleep. I feel like Torbolt could wear slippers. Pointy slippers. They're like golden slippers. Oh, his fucking high-pitched voice. Fucking hell. Maybe a light grey top. Oh yeah, now I'm starting to see our boy. But yeah, that whole conversation started because I was saying about how disappointed I was with the season finale. I'm really pissed off how much time they wasted with Sydney, Kirby, and Butch. Like, they are not the characters that should have been focused on in the season finale. It's like, you know, we could have had so many other scenes if we'd have cut out them driving around in a fucking tank. Like, that is not what we've built up 2 seasons of the show to see. Like, we should have seen Commander Parker fighting with his, like, N-Tech gang. Torbolt should have come back. Who else would have made, who else should have come back? We should have seen a more drawn-out fight with Elementor. we could have seen more from the actual other villains of the show. I know they did make an appearance and they did escape, and it wasn't really about them, but we still could have seen them. Do a bit more, I guess. But yeah. Could have been so much better. Again, it wasn't necessarily bad. You know, we had a lot of really hype moments, like the fucking Turbo Star and everything with that. Although, another really bad thing, or I think a misstep would be more accurate, a really big misstep, actually, is that they did, sorry, I'm just, my mind is struggling to keep up with my mouth, I'm just saying shit. They did the twist, they did the reveal that Jim was still alive before the Turbo Star malfunction. And I feel like that is completely backwards because, you know, so part 1 ended with them finding out that Jim was still alive, and then pretty much at the beginning of part 2, the Turbo Star malfunctioned and, like, did the whole, you know, disintegrating Max thing. But by that point, because it's already been revealed that Jim survived, we already know that somehow that is survivable. We don't know how it happened, but we know that, you know, Jim survived somehow, so clearly Max is gonna as well. So that ruins any suspense about, like, oh, is Max dead? I mean, obviously, you know, he's not dead, but it's like, you know, it would have been way better if part 1 had been a cliffhanger where the Turbo Star malfunctioned and Max disappeared, and then in the next episode, we have Vengon find him, who's like, oh, you can survive the Turbo Star blowing up. And then that gets us thinking, like, wait a minute, if Max can survive it, maybe Jim can too. And then we discover that Jim's alive. But no, that whole sequence of events is completely fucking backwards, because it's like, that the whole thing of, like, Max getting zapped by the Turbo Star isn't impactful anymore, because we already know, thanks to having been revealed that Jim's still alive, that you can survive that. Oh, why is there not a yellow for this? So yeah, that was completely backwards. No, I don't think it's forgivable that easily, Adventures. I mean, yeah, it made the Turbo Star look cool, but it's like, you know, I still don't think that excuses having the main Ultralink villain of the entirety of the show be, like, literally hand-waved away in the finale. Also, why the fuck was Mega Metal just fucking chilling on the Alpha Link when the invasion was going on? Why wasn't he, like, just on the ground with the others? Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. I genuinely think that, Machino Strikes Parts 1 and 2 made for a better, like, Machino invading Earth 2-parter than the Final Countdown Part 1 and 2 did. Because, like, you got all the different forces, you know, Machino, Elementor, Dread, all of them working together, destroying Entech and everything. And then in Machino Strikes Part in the Final Countdown, sorry, you've got, like, Machino kicking Max's ass yet again, Elementor not having any screen time, or dedicating quite a sizable chunk of screen time in both episodes to characters that should be completely irrelevant in this finale. Like, Sydney, Butch, and Kirby should not even be remotely relevant to the finale of the show and the invasion. That little part where Max is on the phone to Sydney should have been enough. It's just like, yes, we know they're going off to a bunker. Now let Max and his allies go and do their shit. So disappointing. Okay, party. Give me something good for party. Ooh, what about this? God, he's got a bit of a gut on him. Hold on. There we go. Why is he, like, leant back like that? Like, lean forward, my guy. I think that works. Ooh. Snazzy. I'd forgive him for wearing this. Doesn't exactly look, it looks a bit flamboyant, but we'll forgive him. Because he's Torbolt, and he's adorable. So that'll work for party. Swimwear, oh my goodness. Okay, just checking. Again, don't like it when he just randomly gives them stuff. Oh, I should have given Steel those. Should have given Max those, actually. No, that's too orange. Would like it if it was yellow, but... And then... Give me the yellow. There we go. Hot weather. Actually kind of fits him alright. And they've actually done an outfit where the bottoms and the top match by default. That's mental. I just think pure yellow just doesn't fit Torbolt. What about this? Of course, it's not fucking yellow. Oh. Annoyed there's not a yellow for this as well. Oh, I wanted to see if I could glitch and highlight both of them. God, look at that chest top. Fucking hell, that's brutal. Yeah. Well, I'd say worse than Mimic would be Duo Strike, because again, we only saw them for like, you know, technically 3 episodes if you want to discount the minisodes, obviously. But we only saw 3 of them. Same amount that we saw Mimic modes for, actually. Adventures, I think you're, like, behind, because you're always replying to stuff, like, 5 minutes after I've already, like, said it. I don't think Castle's team, well, it wouldn't be Castle's team, because all of Castle's, crew were evil. All of them were working for Dredd, apart from Parker. But yeah, maybe Parker's team. But yeah, I don't really, I still to this day don't really know how I feel about mimic modes. Because it's like, I feel like, excuse me. I actually kind of like that for Torbolt. I feel like mimic modes are on the same sort of wavelength of Max generating turbo modes without steel. It's not as bad, but I feel like it's on that same sort of wavelength. It's like they make the turbo modes together. It's literally in the tagline of the show, like, I generate the power, Steel has the alien know-how to control it. But I guess Mimic Mode is a lot better than that, and I guess there are a decent few opportunities where it would be useful. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I think maybe that was a bit too harsh, but yeah, the mimic modes, they don't they at least weren't a one-time appearance. I think they showed up in 3 episodes. Obviously, Ultralink Hunt was their debut. They showed up again in I think My Best Friend is an Ultralink. Oh yeah, that was way later though. But there was one in the middle. I think they showed up. Yeah, they showed up at the very end of Lights Camera Max, where him and Steel went Mimic Strength to punch Scorpion Extroyer. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, they weren't used that often. Like I've had to, you know, look through the episodes to... I knew they were used more than once, but yeah, not that often. Definitely a missed opportunity, and the fact that we didn't get any more was very disappointing. It's like the fact that they introduced this concept that would require them to do more work, like make more like mini turbo modes for Steel. And it's like they just didn't follow through with it. It's like, if you're not going to follow through with something like that, you shouldn't introduce it. Because it's like, you know, then it's just a waste of time. It's like, there's no point introducing that if you're not going to make use of it. Ugh. And it's like, you know, again, it does require them to make more models, but it's like they chose to introduce that mode. Well, yeah, that was Parker, not Castle. But there wouldn't really be any point for them to attack the underwater base when that's like halfway around the world and has no relevance to, you know, their invasion. Although I still do wonder what the fuck, like why they attacked Earth from that specific angle. I guess it was just because they arrived from that angle. It's funny how Copper Canyon just happened to be, like, the exact, like, basically middle point of where the Alphalink was going to arrive from. Also, speaking of the Alphalink, they get the scale of that thing, like... It's so inconsistent throughout every scene it's in. Like, it's bigger than Earth, and yet when people look up, they can see, like, most of it. Like, the tiny, like middle part of the eye of the Alphalink should fill up, like, the entire sky of Copper Canyon. It's that big. And like as they're showing like Machino forces invading Earth like in space, like the Machino destroyers are like the size of fucking Madagascar. But obviously when they get into the atmosphere, they're regular size again. For some reason, he actually reminds me a bit of Flambe from Dispatch, which I need to get back to uploading, by the way. And finally, so yeah, that'll do for hot weather. I like that. And cold weather. Well, no, the size of I think it's like small. It's like way smaller than Earth. It's not even like moon-sized in most of the scenes that we see it like from the perspective of in Earth's atmosphere. It's like the Daedalus platform should be a fucking speck in comparison to it. But the size, I mean, it's sort of a thing that they can't really stay consistent with, because if they were to be consistent with it, it would, like, blot out the entire fucking sky. And it would be incredibly, like, unrealistic for the for the Daedalus platform to be a threat. Well, no, I don't think it changes size when we see it in space. It's pretty consistent when it's in space. Pretty massive. Right, hot weather. Oh. It's a very cool jacket. It's like reminds me of a creeper from Minecraft. Oh, that's pretty cool too. It's like a... Is that a smoker's jacket? I don't know what a smoker's jacket is. Oh no, a smoker's jacket is like a dressing gown. It's like a really fancy dressing gown. Okay, you learn something new every day. And it's very difficult to get the yellow and the black together. I think this fits Torbolt to get something just like completely over the top. Weirdly enough, the trousers kind of fit too. You need like a more pale... I want a dark grey, but just not a black. No, a bit darker than that. I feel like his face is a bit too skinny. Fill out his cheeks a bit more. Yeah, that's better. Well, that does not look like an appetizing brown. It's been a while since I've gotten, like, stuck on a piece of clothing. Where's the one I was just on? Like, the baggy one. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I think that works. Have I been missing out on shoes again? I have! Fucking hell! Come on! Right, athletic. There we go. Sleep. I did the slippers. Party. No, I did those. Okay, swimwear, hot weather. I didn't do those. It's just some light trainers. Ooh. See, that says black and yellow. That is red, yellow, and green and black. I can't just have white and yellow. Like we got blue, red, green, purple, and orange. Why can't we just have all the colours? It's really not that bloody complicated. And then for these... I don't even know what those are. They just look like bits of plastic. Some, like... super over-the-top shoes. Nah, maybe not that bad. There we go. I imagine, like, them saying that, like, again, we're going off the human AU here. Like, Steel and Max tell Torbold that they're, like, going on holiday somewhere cold, and he shows up like this, barely able to move with, like, 4 coats, and he's like, I was reading online about how easy it is for humans to gain hypothermia. That is 100% something he would do. Right. That will do us, I think. Torbolt Mackinac. And his dream... explore this world, the universe, whatever I choose. Yeah, collect everything the world has to offer. I think that fits with him. And then he is good. He is clumsy, definitely. And, socially awkward, maybe. Yeah. I think if any trait fit with Torbolt, it would have to be that one. Alright. Oh, that's Torbolt. Yeah, perfect. Not perfect in terms of him as an actual sim, but good enough. There we go. Right, everyone. Well, what temperature did we get to? I think 30. I can barely see it because it's fucking dark. Yeah, 30 degrees. That's honestly not bad. I don't feel that bad. I don't feel that bad either. I'm not even, like, sweating, really. So yeah, this was, the temperature was low enough. So, I really hope you did enjoy this stream. It's great to be back. I've missed streaming a lot. And, we got some great streams on the horizon. So, I really hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and if you're at least 16, go join both the casual Discord and the Max Steel unofficial Discord, both of which are in the description down below. I will be back, of course, on Friday for more COD Zombies. playing Citadel des Morts. Think the Eisendrache, but worse. A big castle, not that much of big fun. But we've got 4 elemental swords, so that's something. On Saturday, for the finale of Game Night Season 2, when we're going to be revisiting LEGO DC Supervillains once again. And next Wednesday, for what I genuinely do think will be the final stream of this series for now. Well, it's not that amazing, Adventures, but it's not awful. Not with the fan on me and the ice pack on me and everything. But, yeah, so thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I will see you on another video or stream very, very soon. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for stopping by.